Yeah, they were the better team today, right? They wanted it more. They showed that on the field. I think they changed certain things about how they defended to make it hard for us. We weren't sharp enough on the day and some of our advantages to take advantage of numbers up situations when we pressed and won balls, and so it meant that we weren't able to really threaten the goal enough. And then, if you go to last game where in set pieces we managed to gain an edge, today we didn't. And then they get their first goal off a set piece on a play that we know was coming and don't do well enough. So credit to New York City. Credit to them. Okay. They wanted it bad. They I think after the way that the series has gone, they weren't happy, and they knew that it was going to require a big competitive effort, and they put a lot into it. Credit a lot of their guys, but their whole team just seemed to pour their hearts out on the field, and in the end, then earned it more than us and deserved it more than us.
We'll go far right to Eric.
Jesse, where were the guys physically for this one, especially after that midweek game in Philly where you use a lot of your starters?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. But that's an excuse, I think that we tried to make a couple of different changes to get some fresh legs on the field. But, overall, first half, we actually, as the half went on, started to gain more momentum and put it on our terms. And we get beat on a goal in the second half that is similar to what happens when we're not connected and when we don't deal with certain situations well. So they beat us on a play that we've seen before, and that part is frustrating, trying to prevent those plays from happening. But certainly not going to use the heavy legs as an excuse. They just outcompeted us and wanted it more.
Jesse, we'll go to your left with Dan.
Jesse, obviously Jack Harrison came as a substitute in the last game. What did he do to you this time as a starter for New York City against you guys?
Yeah, he's a threat for them, and he's a little tricky. He gets a goal on a set piece, which, again, we knew that was coming in the back post play, and then we just don't do well enough with the challenge, and he gets free, and we get beat near post. But overall, I still felt we dealt with him pretty well. Just a couple of plays, and Villa winds up being a big hand between him and Villa and Lampard joining in and Pirlo finding passes, and they become a dangerous team. So. But for me, it wasn't just one player or sharpness, or it was the overall effort of the group versus ours, and they were ahead on the day, and earned the result.
Hey Jesse, the team 7 of the 9 losses have come on the road this season. What do you feel is the factor for that?
Not sure. Okay, and we're all kind of, if I knew, I would address it. Obviously. It's never easy on the road. We seem to not get good enough performances on the road and be on top of games enough. And then when we do create advantages, we don't seem to have them lead to goals enough. So, I don't know. We're going to keep trying to figure out the solution to that. The good news is, now when we look at the rest of our season, we have a lot of home games coming at us. So, and certainly in this next month, we're at home a lot. So we should be able to gain some momentum and start getting on the right foot.
Following Wednesday's loss to Philly, you said this team was angry. And Dax has criticized, not the team in general, but that played the way you want, but not necessarily getting the results. Is this team still angry after today's loss? Where's the team at?
Yeah, I think there's frustration and anger. We were in a good way. We beat Seattle at home, and we knew we had 4 tough road games coming up, and we come up with 1 point out of the 4 games, and one of them's an Open Cup. But if we don't come up with a solution on how to do better on the road, it's gonna be like this all year. It'll be up and down, and it'll feel like a mental drain. So we've got to find ways to grind out results a little bit more, and then have better performances.
Jesse, we'll go to your right in the corner.
So, Jesse, you gave credit to NYCFC for their fight and their hunger. Is this a situation where you yell at your team, or is it that you're not angry at your team, you just think it was a little bit too much on the other side?
We've been through a lot of tough moments already this year. We've been through some good moments, and the yelling part doesn't always resonate with people if it happens over and over again. So we try a little bit more to look at ourselves carefully. I look at myself carefully and try and figure out what I can do more, how I can help prepare these guys and come up with solutions, and how I can challenge everybody, including myself, to understand what it's going to take. I still really like our group, and I know how much potential we have, and I know how much is there. It's just a matter of it all sort of coming together in a way where we handle certain moments of games. And, you could go back through some of these different games on the road. We've actually played okay and then let games slip away from us. So tonight was one where New York City went after it from the very first minute, made it hard on us. For the most part, it was a good game, back and forth at different moments, but in the end, their desire kind of came through.
Jesse, it seemed, and it's hard maybe from our vantage point, but it seemed like on TV there was a bit of an exchange with you and Vieira after the match. Was there anything to that?
No, I just congratulated him, and that's it.
Go front left to Brian.
Is this fair to depict this as saying that it wasn't a real rivalry until they had actually won a game? And now that they have, this became a rivalry?
I don't feel that way. I feel like the energy of all the games has been at an immense level. Like intensity, maybe for the fans that's the case, but for us, I think we've known from day one that this is for real. So these games are great. The lead up to them is great. The intensity in the match, I think it brings out the best in teams and best in players. Clearly that's the case for New York City. I mean, they're having a good season. I think they're in first place now. They've stuck together as a group and been through some hard moments, but now it's our challenge to get our season a little bit more on track, and we'll have a big home game next weekend.
We'll take a final question from Franco, front left.
Jesse, what went into the decision to start Alex Mule today over Gonzalo Verón or Lloyd Sam?
Yeah, we just felt like on a day where we knew it was going to be about competitive effort that's really what Alex is about, and also trying to figure out how to put some fresh legs on the field, how to put some guys that can really now meet the standards of what the game we're going to be. I thought Alex did fairly well for the most part. And then when we took him out, we're hoping to put Lloyd in at 1-0, and he's a good attacking player and a guy that helps make plays. So, hoping that he can help. But then the game got down to 2, and then we're really chasing. So, but overall, I thought Alex did well. Thought Alex did well.